Good morning, crochet crafters. Today we're going to be making a peace greeting card using a crochet stitch. And you can buy your blank cards, 3.5 by 5.5, or any size you want, on Etsy. You can get tie-dye ones, you can get flat ones, you can get two-sided, whatever you want. I'm just using a single sheet, and the other thing I'm using is an envelope. And green cotton yarn by Lilies and Cream, and a size 4 crochet hook, a plastic crochet needle, a pair of fabric scissors, short ones, and let's get started. You can use whatever color cotton yarn you want. If you use a different size hook and a different weight of yarn than me, I'm using the 4. It has the 4 worsted in there. If you use a different weight, beware that this may look a little different and you may have to use more or less stitches, because this particular peace sign is based on the weight of the fabric and also the number of stitches and the type of hook. So let's get started. You want to wrap your yarn around your hook and pull that through. And then you want to chain 10. So wrap it around, pull it through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10th, and the 10th one being on your hook. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to work back into the first chain. Make sure this is not twisted. Make sure when you're working back into the chain that it's evenly spread out. And we're going to create a treble stitch. It's called different things in different countries, so I'm just going to show you how to do the stitch. You wrap it around once, you wrap it around twice, like a spiral staircase. You hold it with your fingers so you have the same tension. You pull it through the first one. I'm not going to worry about my tail, which is my piece that I started with for right now. And I'm just going to wrap it around and pull it through. Now, when you've done that, you have 4 on your hook. You're going to wrap it around. You're going to pull it through the first 2. Wrap it around. Pull it through the second 2. And wrap it around and pull it through the third 2. Now, however you manipulate that with your fingers or your hook is fine, as long as you end up with something like that. You're going to go ahead and chain 3. And then we're going to do the same stitch. Wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, holding it. And we're going to work again in that first stitch that you created in this project, and that's going to be the middle of your peace sign. So pull it back through, pull it through, and you should have 4 on your hook. Wrap it around, 1, pulling it through, wrapping it around, 2, wrap it around, 3. So you should have done 2 of those curly Q stitches already. Chain 3, please. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to do 1 more of those fun stitches. Wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, and now through the middle again, where you began, you're pulling it through. You got 4. Wrap it around, pull it through once. Whoops, I missed a yarn. Pulling it through twice, pulling it through 3 times. You can see that's starting to look up. And you're going to go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I want to count up and make sure I have the same amount on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So from the 3rd loop up, 1, 2, 3, I want to go ahead and insert my hook. And I'm going to slip stitch. So basically, to get that basic pattern down, you did 10, a triple, 3 a triple, 3, a triple, 5, and then you slip stitched. We're not going to worry about the tail right now. What we're going to do is we're going to be working inside of that crochet chain in these 4 corners. So we're working inside of here, and we're going to be doing single stitches over the chain and back through, single crochet stitches. So we're going to wrap it through, pull it, and in Europe this is a double stitch, by the way, but it's a single in the US. You wrap it and you pull it through. You're going to do 12 of those, and you're going to try to keep them even. I know it's hard sometimes if you're a beginner. So 2. So you're wrapping it over, bringing it back through, wrapping it again. 3, 4, 5, 9. I kind of did this on purpose so that you could see. Now I'm already at the end, only at my 9th stitch, and you're going, oh no, I did the same thing. I'm already at the end of that. You just take your finger and you slide the stitches back so they're kind of even on that chain so that you can fit 12. 10. Making sure they're all even. 11, 12. Again, you're going to have some time afterwards. You can go back and move this over and manipulate it. But for right now, we're going to go work in the bottom of the piece now, and we're going to do 4 stitches. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochet stitches. And working over those loops again, you're going to be jumping into this one, 4, 1, 2. You want it to be even, so you're trying to keep the stitches as tight and as even as you can so that your piece sign looks good and even. And if it doesn't, we can work on that too. So you've got this last top row, and you're going to do 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made it to 7 that time, pushing it over. 8, 9, 10, 11, and now when I've got to the 12th stitch, tighten it up, tight, tight, tight. You want to go ahead into that bottom of that first stitch that you started from and slip stitch. And it could be a little tight, and you can pull the yarn through. Now, go ahead and take your scissor, cut this off, pull this through. And if it doesn't quite look like this one that I did, what you can do is you need to manipulate. See how I have some stitches here that are too tight in one area and not tight enough in another area. So, and I've got to pull that tight in the middle. If your other stitch, you got to pull it tight. So what you're going to do in order to have your peace sign now, is I've got this tail that's a bugaboo. Let's pretend you're going to have to work with your crochet needle. You're going to have to work this top piece back into your work if you want to have it as an applique. And in order to have it as an applique, you've got to work this bottom tail that's in the back here. You've got to work that back in as well. And when you do that, you will end up with something that looks like this. And if it doesn't look exactly like that, again, your stitches up here, if they're not even, you have to make sure they're kind of consecutive and even. And then before you glue it onto a card, make sure you put all the verbiage on first, or whatever you want to have on your card, because once you glue that applique down, it's not going to come off of that card. So if you want to have it this way, placement, let's just set it up for placement. So let's say I want to do it like that. And let's just say I want to have some kind of different color pen. I've got a black, I kind of did it my own little lettering here, but I think for this one, and I think I'm going to use a green marker. And for my green marker, oh, you know, I don't even know what kind of writing I want to do, but let's just experiment. And if I don't like it, I can throw away the card because I haven't glued my applique down yet. So let's just do something fun. And I'm going to do mine, and you can do yours. You can follow me or hang up now, as they would say in the old days. You know, crocheting actually releases a lot of tension. Crafting releases a lot of tension. And if you have a lot of stress or a lot of things in your life that aren't quite going the way you want it to, try crafting. Because it can really, it just takes your mind to a whole other place and away from that everyday run-of-the-mill place that you're at. So I did my piece. I think I'm going to curly cue that up just to kind of give it a little. What do you think? You like that? Anyways, I went around it to make it a little dark. And then I'm just going to glue that just like that, and I will have my piece. So please follow me on YouTube at Lori's Handiwork, or if you want to buy my appliques or my cards at Lori's Handiwork on Etsy, I would greatly appreciate you visiting me. Thank you and have a wonderful day.